Welcome to Math Movies with Miss Feuer-Beck and Miss Veluti. Today we will be multiplying decimals by decimals. Remember that there are two strategies when you are thinking about how to multiply decimals. The first strategy is to multiply like they're whole numbers and think about how big the answer should be and put the decimal point where it makes the answer the right size. This strategy is using estimation and reasoning. The second strategy is to multiply like they're whole numbers. Count how many decimal places are in the factors and put that many decimal places in the product. This strategy has to do with thinking about decimal places. We'll try using both of them. If a clownfish swam 9 6/10 miles per hour for 3.5 hours, how far did it go? So in this problem, I am multiplying 9 6/10 times 3.5. The first thing I want to do is estimate. So if I'm using strategy number 1, I'm going to think about that 9 6/10 is close to 10, and that 10 times 3.5 would be 35. So that tells me that my answer should be somewhere around 35. Now I'm going to think about these numbers as whole numbers. So my problem is going to be 96 times 35, and I'm going to use the traditional algorithm. 6 times 5 is 30. 9 times 5 is 45 plus 3 is 48. I'm going to put in my placeholder. 6 times 3 is 18. 3 times 9 is 27 plus 1 is 28. Now I'm going to add 0, 16, 13, 3. Now, using this strategy, I'm going to place the decimal point based on my estimate. Since I said that it was going to be somewhere around 35, that means the decimal point would go here, and my final answer would be 33 60 hundredths. If I wanted to use strategy number 2 to solve this problem, I would have imagine them as being whole numbers, and I would solve. As you can see, I thought about them as whole numbers and solved with multiplication again, and I got the same answer that I got in the first time I did it, which is right now, this answer is 3,360, but that does not make sense. Using strategy number 2, remember that my original problem was 9 6/10 times 3 5/10. So if I go back and look at the decimal places in the factors, there are 2 decimal places in the factors. This means I need to take my decimal point and move it over 2 places to the left, giving me a final answer of 33 60 hundredths. So whether I use strategy number 1 or strategy number 2, either way, my answer is the same. The clownfish went 33 60 hundredths miles. A factory makes 8 75 hundredths feet of rope per minute. How many feet of rope will the factory make in 4.5 minutes? So my problem is 8 75 hundredths times 4.5 equals blank. This time I'm going to use strategy 1 again to start. So I'm going to estimate that this is close to 9 and that 4.5 is close to 5, which means that my answer is going to be near 45, but probably a little bit less. Now I'm going to solve as if they are whole numbers. 875 times 45. I'm going to use the traditional algorithm and solve. 5 times 5 is 25. 7 times 5 is 35 plus 2 is 37. 8 times 5 is 40. 40 plus 3 is 43. Put in my placeholder. 5 times 4 is 20. 7 times 4 is 28 plus 2 is 30. 4 times 8 is 32 plus 3 is 35. I'm going to add the parts together. 7, 3, 9, 3. Now, using what I said before about estimation and reasoning, it makes me think that the decimal point should go here, and my final answer should be 39 375 thousandths, because my estimate was that it would be somewhere close to 45. Let's check it by using strategy 2. With strategy number 2, I'm also going to act like these are whole numbers and multiply them together. When I do that, I would get 39375, or 39,375, just like I got in the problem over here. But with this strategy, I'm looking at the original problem, 8 7/75 times 4.5, and I'm thinking about how many decimal places there are in the factors, and there are 3. Therefore, in my answer, I need to have 3 decimal places, meaning if the decimal point starts here, it's moving 3 places to the left, and my final answer is 39 375 thousandths. So my final answer would be that the factory can make 39 375 thousandths feet of rope in 4.5 minutes. I hope you learned a lot about multiplying decimals by decimals. Thanks so much for watching.